Okay, here's example 1.2. Look what it says, find x and y. Now here you have to use your knowledge about triangles, obviously, but you also have to use your knowledge about lines. How much is a straight line? How many degrees in the angle of a straight line? Please tell me you remember. 180, okay? So look, it's super easy to find x, you guys, because this line right here is gonna be 180. Well, you already know that this is 150, so what's this part? 180 minus 150 is 30, so x is 30. Okay, so then it's really easy to find y, right? You have 30 here and 40 here. Okay, that's 70. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go 180 minus 70 is gonna give you 110. So y is 110 degrees. Now you can easily check it. You can easily check this and make sure that your answer is not some kind of weird answer. And guys, I'm gonna bully you if you have ridiculous answers in here and that your angles don't add up to equal 180, because that's the easiest check in the world, okay? 30 plus 40 is 70, 70 plus 110 is 180. See, look, these can be fun, you guys. Okay, example 3, look what it says. This triangle is an equilateral triangle, find D. Okay, as soon as you see that it says it's an equilateral triangle, you gotta jump into finding those angles, because, guys, look at this. Do they ask you to find anything inside? No. Saxon wants to trick you. Saxon wants you to look at this and say, there's no way I can find D because you don't give me any numbers here, okay? But big fat lie, find what you know first, because those are always going to help you, okay? Before you even worry about what you need to look for, put down what you already know. If it's an equilateral triangle, we already talked about that up here. Equilateral means that all three sides are equal, which means all three angles are equal. 180 divided by 3 is 60. So all of this is 60. It's not gonna costar you más que 10 segundos to write that down to help you with the rest of your problem. So look at this right here. If this is 60, a straight line is how many? 180. So 180 minus 60, 120. That's your D. Super, super fácil and easy. Okay, we're done with triangles, so we're gonna move on to what's called transversals, okay? And you're gonna recognize these now. Once you see them, you're always gonna say, oh, okay, that's where you do some kind of whatever that Miss Jessica told me. But you don't even have to know the name of it. You're just gonna recognize that that's what you're gonna have to do. Okay, you're first gonna look at this and be like, and what is that? Okay, look, a transversal, if you guys remember studying word parts, right? Trans means something that goes through something. A transversal is where you have two parallel lines and a line goes through it. As soon as you have two parallel lines and a line goes through it, but the lines have to be parallel, you have like un montón de equal angles that you get to work with. And you literally, to know this angle, 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 only need to know one angle. They only have to give you one, okay? So what I mean by that is this. Let me do it in a different color so you can see it better. If I tell you that this is 60, you can literally do like 4 angles right then. Because if this is 60, watch guys, then the angle across from it is 60. Okay? Also, the angle, you see where this angle is on the top? Down here, the angle on the top is gonna be equal. Okay? So wherever the location is up here, the same location down here is equal. This angle down here is on the bottom, so this angle in the same location on the bottom is equal. Okay, now recognize that this is a straight line. So if this is 60, this has to be what? 180 minus 60. 180 minus 60 is 120. If this is 120, across from it is 120. The same location down here on the top is 120. And the same location down here on the bottom is 120. So like I said, you only need to know one angle and then boom, you know every single other angle, because the ones across, equal. The ones in the same location but on the bottom, equal. Okay, we don't need to fee hard too much, and this is like basically the exact same problem, but the 60 is in a different place. So look, you see the 60 down here, right? So automatically you know that if this is 60, A forms a straight line with the 60, so 180 minus 60 is gonna be 120. Okay, you see that the B is in the same location as the A, right? Except it's on the top, and so this is 120. And you also know that B and C form a straight line going this way, so 180 minus 120 is 60. Okay? You can also just do it another way where you say, okay, this is 60, so this is 60, if this is 60, this is 60, and this transfer 120, and you're also gonna find what you're looking for. So then you just transfer it over here. A is 120, B is 120, and C is 60. So it's just another puzzle. You're gonna get sick of me saying that, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Okay guys, this section right here is called proportional segments. Just jump down to your example 1.5 because I don't need to prove to you that this works. That's what the top part is doing. And I'm gonna teach you, listen carefully. I'm gonna teach you a different way than the book teaches you. So if you wanted to look at the book out of curiosidad and learn how to do scale factor, you can do that. If your brain, like you say, well, I think my brain works better that way, you can do that, but I'm not gonna teach that way. My brain does not work that way. I don't understand how it's easier, so I don't agree with how the book teaches this. So I'm gonna teach you in a different way. And if someday you get to a university and your professor makes you do the scale factor, believe me, you are smart kids and you're gonna be able to do it. So you don't need scale factor right now. You just need to know that, look, when you have parallel lines and they are cut from a line, like a transversal, right? That not only is it easy to find their angles, it's also easy to find their lengths, okay? Their lengths because they form proportions. So you don't need to know all that, like they the lengths that form proportions, etc., etc. You just need to be able to look at this and say, boom, that's a proportion, okay? That if this little part is 2 and this little part is 5, then this little part that's 8/3, there's a proportion here that I can solve for x. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna set it up like a proportion. You're gonna set it up like fractions. You have 2/5 equals 8/3 over x. Okay, and then here comes our algebra. You crisscross and multiply, right? You got crisscross and multiply. You got 2x equals 8/3 times 5. Okay, let's put that little dot right there so we don't get confused by what that is. So let's multiply there. 2x equals, that's 5/1, so that's 40/3, right? Okay. You're going to take 40/3 and divide by 2. Okay, let me move this over here so you can see it. 40/3 divided by 2. 40/3 divided by 2. What I always do with this, you guys, where you have like fraction over fraction to divide, I put a 2/1 right here, because then you flip-flop and multiply, right? So you got 40/3 times 1/2. You flip-flop and multiply on the top. So then you can cancel. 2 and 2 is 20. And you got 20/3 is your answer. We checked to make sure that we got it right. But that's supposed to be your x, and boom, we did get it right. Okay?